Practice a lot, and I thought it would be difficult.
Oh, nice. It's really nice.
I tried my best.
I don't think you eat your own nails.
I actually eat my nails.
So my partner's name is Almeera Durrani. She's from Islamabad. She's mainly from Rawalpindi, Pakistan, but she studies at Islamabad at Comstas University, and she is a psychology major, and she likes painting and listening to music, and her favorite movie is The Skin of the Woman, and her favorite series is the Peaky Blinders, and the books she is currently reading is God of Small Things.
So my partner Avishek, he is a student and writer from Kathmandu, Nepal. He enjoys trekking and playing cricket and writing, of course. He mainly likes to read nonfiction, and his favorite show is the Chernobyl.
Hi, my partner is Hina Iqbal, who comes from Punjab of Pakistan. She is a professional practitioner of law and also a postgraduate student of law. And she is also a gold medalist in a bachelor degree of law. She loves reading and writing academic stuff. And her favorite pastimes are cooking, watching dramas, and listening to music. She also used to play the piano, but unfortunately, she apparently broke it a few years ago and hasn't been able to play since then. Yeah.
My partner's name is Sauhard Shrestha, and he is a student of computer engineering at Nepal. And he loves looking at art, and sometimes he also make art like sketching or drawing something. And he also loves music and also make music on digitally or on his guitar. And he also working on these graphic designs and determined to pursue as a profession after he is done with his studies.
So my partner is Riti, and she is doing architecture, and she likes to sing, she likes to draw, she likes to she likes to draw portraits and illustrations, and she likes dogs and hamsters and cats, and her favorite flower is baby's breath. And she's an amazing person. She is creative and she is very nice and intelligent, and I love her.
So my partner is Hareem, and she is currently studying pre-engineering in 12th grade, and she really likes technology, so she wants to do her further studies in technology. And Hareem really likes writing, and she also writes as a job on the side, and she plays the guitar and the piano, and she also likes taking care of her pets, and she has a lot of pets, 7 cats, 8 cats, and rabbits. Yeah, and she is a really adorable person, really jolly, and she's very strong. Yeah.
So my first impression was that Abhishek was very friendly and very kind in his when Anmol asked us to give our opinions on each other's piece. He was very kind and he gave very good advice in terms of my writing. So that's the first thing I noticed about him.
So when I first saw her or meet her, I thought like she was really she was really comfortable to talk with. She was really easy to talk to, and she had a great advice on my writing too. And I really used those advices, and she was really a kind of fun-loving girl, I think.
Yeah, so I first noticed Ina during the workshop when she presented us with a story. Unfortunately, she changed the story in a final draft, but the story was about this incident that happened during her childhood, and because of which she chose a specific career path. And I thought that it was very bold and very strong of her to kind of grow up from that incident and then choose it as a career path so that she could resolve her own issues with the incident and as well as a variety of other things. It was cool. So yeah, that's when I first noticed her.
Um, so my first impression of my partner was so confusing because we were sent during the session to a different meeting rooms. So when I came, meanwhile, I got disconnected. But when I came back to the meeting, there was Sauhard and he was asking something, like I asked something and he answered me. Oh, I didn't understand it was a voice of either a boy or either a girl. So in misunderstanding, I took him as a girl. And later on, I came to know that he is a boy by gender. So it was the first impression. But later on, he was a very nice boy. Like he was very competent. I found him very competent during the session and during the meetings. So it is that was.
So my first impression of Hareem was that she did not turn on her video in the first session, and I just saw a picture of a cat there. And out of all the boxes, I just like focused on the cat because I love cats, and I think later on I heard her voice and it sounded really sweet and all, and then I started noticing her name as well.
So my first impression of Riti was when I read her writing, and I was kind of intimidated by her because her writing skills were very, very nice, and I liked her and I liked the way she spoke. And I, the first thing I noticed about her was how she spoke so, smoothly, and she spoke so nicely that we wanted to listen to her, and I found her very adorable as well.
Abhishek's story is called A Wrong Turn, Turn Right, and that's the basic concept of it as well. It was about how he thought he had made a mistake that was going to cost them their entire vacation, but it turned out that mistake led to something even better. Um, so just that basic idea of how you think everything has gone wrong, but it turns out it leads you to something even more amazing than you expected. That is an idea that I really liked about Abhishek's piece, because personally it helped me look at world with a different perspective and just kind of be more easygoing about everything and not take mistakes so seriously. And another thing I liked was this one instance in the story where there was a farmer, I think, who takes Abhishek and his friends to their home, and they feed him and give them a place to stay. And that kindness and that hospitality on the farmer's part was really touching.
So when I read Almira's writing, so it is mainly about a trip to a place called as Muri or Muri. So, and she wrote all about her experience during the travel from her going to a high altitude place and go in the cold temperature, something like that, and transferring from Rawalpindi to that place, all about that. And one instance I really liked about her writing was she really goes into detail on every aspect of that. In that writing, she goes into every detail, every bit of detail. So for example, in a part she talks about stars, where she detailedly, where she talks about how small is it, or how it is great, or something related to detailedly on that stars.
So, so her story is basically about a tree that the tree was rooted where they have been living, and there was a lot of things, children that a tree feels. Actually, with tree, sentiments were so attached. Like the tree was depicted as a living being, human like, that it feels like human, as we as a human feels the things and the people we miss. So a lot of things and the sentiments, feelings, like these were attached. But the thing I liked the most in the story was that that Sohad has mentioned there. It was that the people leave but the things remain there. That was the all about the story that he has written. So like tree was there, but the people with whom it has been living with, they were gone.
So, okay, so Ina's story has evolved quite a bit since we first saw the version in the workshop. And so the story is basically about Sorokta city. And in the beginning, it didn't have quite a bit of like an actual story thing going on. But in the final draft, it's come quite beautifully. I love the part about the part where she uses this story about a family that lives abroad. And the family has two generations in it, and the second generation, the children have not seen the city, and it's the parents telling stories about the city to the children. And I loved how she has written that even though people go far away and even their children do not get to see their native lands, they're still pretty attached to the place. And what I also loved about writing and about the city itself is that the city I live in currently and the city she chooses to write about is similar in many ways. Like I like the part about I found it very relating kind of, because about how she wrote that Western franchises have found their places in our cities and homes around our towns. So yeah.
So Riti's story was very well written, and it was very amazing, and that it was very amazing from the first draft. When her first draft was written, it was different from all the other drafts, and I was very curious to read more about it. And when I just read all the other drafts, I was not disappointed at all. It still kept me curious when I was reading it. Her writing expression is like that it grabs the readers and attention, and you have to read and her story. Like she's telling you a story and you have to read it, and that's the best part about being an author, I guess, that you want to read their story. So that is her stories part, and the favorite part about her story was that I liked the part where she had written that I did not witness I witnessed the traffic jam, but it was just not in my mind. I like that part very much in her story, and that was really nice. I liked her story very much. Her expression is really nice. Her writing style is very nice, and she has a great potential to be an amazing author.
So my first impression, if my thoughts about Hareem's writing is that when I read it first, I really felt like it was written by someone who's really, really good, and it also seems like it comes out from a literal book, that it has a very good flow, and you just keep reading and reading from the start to the very last. And also she is very eloquent in her writings, and also that her writing piece was really, really strong because of how it takes us from the nostalgia of moving out from your hometown where you've lived for a very long time, your friends, your family, and moving to a very new place. And it also takes you to the part where a really tragic accident happens, and then she really takes you through those steps in a very eloquent and in a very good flow. And I think she's a really great writer and she has a lot of potential.
I really love South Indian movies. Number 2, I regularly write about in my diary. Number 3, I was not able to go to my hometown.
Number 2 is a lie. You regularly write in your diary.
Yeah.
I won. Number 1, I once saved a child from drowning in the swimming pool. Number 2, I hate dessert. I hate ice cream, especially. And number 3 is my favorite book is The God of Small Things.
Number 1.
Number 1 is the truth. I once did save a child. I pulled him out of a swimming pool. Number 2 is a lie. I love dessert and I love ice cream.
I prefer to use mobile than laptop. I hate eating. I hate eating ladyfinger and tomato. Number 3, I have a signature of a great actor of Nepal.
I think number 3 is a lie.
Shit. Yeah.
Wow, I'm good at this game. Nice. Okay, so mine is number 1. I want to learn how to play the guitar. Number 2, I am a good driver. And number 3, I think ostrich meat tastes good.
Number 2.
You're right. I am not a good driver. I did not think you would guess that.
So I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, and I have astrophobia, and I'm not a twin.
So I think you have astrophobia, and I think you are a twin. So
No, I have astrophobia, and I'm not
okay.
a twin. These were truth.
Okay. So I thought because like you mentioned the sister in the earlier point. So I'm a vegetarian. I drink milk every day, and I like listening to metal songs.
You don't drink milk every day.
No, I actually do. It's been like about 2 months since my sister and I started drinking milk every day.
Okay. I eat my nails, and I make an excessive use of my mobile phone, and I'm colorblind.
I think the first one is a lie. I don't think you eat your own nails.
I actually eat my nails. I
I'm a religious person. I like spicy food, and I don't own a bike.
Okay, and you are not a religious person.
Yeah, I'm not a religious, not very religious, not at all religious, maybe.
I have 4 male and 4 female cats. I love fruit salad and I wanted to be a scientist when I grow up, when I was a kid.
I think maybe the first one, because that's really equal 4 and 4.
Yeah, I have 3 female and 5 male cats.
So the first point is my favorite color is black, and the second point is I am 5'1", and the third point is I have a septum piercing.
I'll go with I'm 5'1" I guess. I don't know.
I am really 5'1". I am short.
Oh, what's
So
the lie?
the lie was the last one. I don't have a septum piercing. I just want to get one.
Okay, so what am I supposed to say now? Okay, so guava is my favorite fruit, and I prefer water over any other liquid most of the time. And with next behaviors, I like to write with black ink more than blue ink.
Whoa, that's very hard. I think guava is not your favorite food.
It is not. It is not. My favorite food is mango and lychee and a lot of fruits actually.
So my go-to drink of choice is water with chia seeds, and the second point is I really like meeting new people, and I am a morning person.
I'm conflicted. So okay, so I'll say that you're a morning person. I don't know.
So that's a lie?
Yeah, that's a lie.
I'm not.
Yeah,
Too late.
Okay, well, Avishek likes to play the flute, if I'm not wrong. So I dare you to play something for us.
So let me bring, but I am not that good at it.
It's okay.
That's one song. I only know it. Let me try next song. If I
Okay.
That's all. I'm just practicing it.
No, it's good. I feel like I know the second song. Wait, what is it called? I
So
can't remember the name.
The song is "Tere Mere Hoto Pe Meete Meete Geet Mitwa."
Oh, okay. Nice.
You love painting, so draw the face of Anmol Dai in 1 minute.
Of Anmol? Okay, wait.
Anmol.
I have a. Okay. Wait, let me see if I have a pen.
Draw the picture of Anmol Dai, who was one of our instructor in our group B.
Okay. Anmol, please don't hate me if it's terrible. I'm trying my best.
So 5, 4,
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. I tried my best. Please don't hate me. Okay. Can you see it?
Oh, nice. It's really nice.
I tried my best, Anmol.
Okay, so this is, I don't know. So as a kid, we'd challenge each other to do like this. So can you do this? So like two fingers
Okay.
attached in a pair, and like if you can separate it like easily. Okay.
Like this?
I had to practice a lot, and I thought it would be difficult. Yeah, it's you did it very easily.
You have to sing a song before us.
So, do you know this song called "Dreams" by Priscilla Ann? It's an English song. Yeah. Uh, I was a little boy alone in a little world who dreamed of a little home for me. I played pretend between the trees and fell in my house, gas, sparking leaves, and left in my pretty bed of green. I had a dream that I could fly from the highest thing. I had a dream. So yeah, that was the verse and the chorus.
Oh.
My dare to Hareem is like, I want you to do your best British accent.
Oh, I'm very bad at accents. I just go with the simple Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
You're a wizard, Harry.
So Hareem dared me to put up my serious face. I was so scared because that's on camera. I think because like my eyes are small, I really like this face that I do. Was it clear on the camera?
No, that is cute. That is not bad. That is cute, actually.
So I want to go to Karachi, which is also which is also the largest city in the Pakistan, I think. So it's I am really concerned about the food varieties we could get at Karachi. So I really likes food. Really like food. Everyone likes. So I really want to visit Karachi.
Okay, for me, I would really like to visit Khatpat, where the place where you wrote about. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, but it's not a city. It's like a national park or something.
So that's why I want to go, because the way you described it, you said it had really nice, really scenic views. So I want to go because of that. For city, I think I would go to Kathmandu or Pokhara. That's also another city, right? I think one of the other participants wrote something about it, so I was curious to see what it was like. Those are the places.
Okay. Mm, I would love to go on a wedding ceremony because in Pakistan, ceremonies are ceremonized in a very different way, and here the culture and the all the functions we have are very different. So I would love to go on a wedding ceremony, and also that Sauhard never goes. I think rarely goes to the wedding ceremony, so I will insist him to go with me.
So I don't really know much about Pakistan, except that some things are similar to India. But I recently watched a documentary about this cultural minority called the Colossal People, and those people, I think, they live in the Afghan-Pakistan border area, and I found it pretty interesting that in our country, where the majority of people are from a particular ethnic or religious group, there's this totally different group of people living totally different lifestyles and finding their ways to struggle in the society. So I found it interesting that the religion itself do not have any kind of god, but they like kind of pay their respects or kind of pray in a certain way to the nature around them itself. So I love to see that culture myself someday, hopefully, maybe. So yeah, I love to go to that area, to that place.
If you ever visit Nepal, I think you should visit Pokhara, because it's obviously a tourist destination, and I think there are a lot of things to do, and the first time in Pokhara is always really fun, and you could see a lot of mountains and lakes, and you could roam around the city, and also you could do boating and stuff like that there, and you could go to a lot of caves. That's a lot of fun too, and there is a very famous waterfall as well, and that's really great too. So I think you should go to Pokhara because it's really beautiful out there, and I really love going to Pokhara, and I go there every chance I get. So I think you should go there.
Seems like a pretty place. I've always said it, if I ever come to Nepal, so if you were to ever come to Pakistan in summers, I would ask you to go to this. This is if you're into historical places and into history as well. So it's a place called Dharmarajika, and it's actually a stupa, and it just represents all the other eras that have passed through this area, and it has all those carvings and etc. It's really very pretty, and then there you just walk. You have a hike, and there's a Gree 1 and Gree 2, and there's a cascade, and it's really very pretty for in a hike for a hike in summer, and for enjoying and having a just fun time, and being in the past as well as the present. And if you come in winters, then I would ask you to go to Sawat. Sawat is a very very pretty place, and it's really very beautiful. It's like lush green valley and with snow on top, and it has every very beautiful scenes, and you just want to go there and visit and stay there for the rest of your life, because it's so peaceful and so calm and soothing. So I ask you to go there, and it's rich in culture as well. Especially try their tea. It's really very good.
The first one seems really interesting because I'm really interested in history and stuff, and so if I could see old buildings and stuff, that would be really great.
Abhishek, I would recommend Nehari, and I would recommend Bade Pai. I would say try dampukh, which is a very interesting dish that I don't think I've heard other people make. It's they take like an entire animal and then they put it like inside coals inside the ground, and then they bake it. Another thing that I really like is halwa puri. So for breakfast, Abhishek, I would say have like local halwa puri. It is best things ever. It's such a heavy breakfast, but it's amazing. You will love it.
So, the first dish I would offer any foreigner is surely momos. So it's the I think the national dish of Nepal, something like that. So I would offer if you are you a vegetarian or non-vegetarian.
I am non-vegetarian.
Non-vegetarian. So I would offer you a chicken momo or any vodka momos if you would love to eat. They are really tasty. So the juices comes like blowing in your mouth.
Wow.
It's damn good. I think that's there are many stalls in Kathmandu, and you can find a lot of tasty momos in Kathmandu, and you love to eat them. So for breakfast, I think I will offer you nimki or nungi with tea, and and for dinner the normal dal bhat and chapati or rotis. That's all I think.
there is in Pakistan we have like this street food called bun kebab. So it's literally a bun, and inside there's like a meat patty and with different sauces and things. So my friends used to say about bun kebab, they used to say, "Jitna ghaliz, utna lazeez," which basically means the dirtier it is, the better it will taste, because they make it like on the roadside with dust and petrol and diesel fumes just going into the food. So they used to say the filthier it is, the better it will taste. You will have food poisoning from it, but it tastes really good.
Uh, so I come from a particular ethnicity. Uh, like we are, like I come from the Newar ethnicity in Nepal, and our ethnicity is known to many people in the country for the variety of food that we have. I can't really explain how the word comes, but it kind of means that the meat that is cooked in hay. So it's pretty tasty. I don't even know how to tell you, but it's like this dried version of meat that is cooked in hay with, and then we then mix it with spices. So yeah, more like barbecue. It's kind of the newer version of the barbecue. So yeah, I definitely recommend you that.
Okay, I will recommend one of the dish is malai boti, that is made of chicken and cream, and one biryani, and one kabli pulao. That is a mixture of a little bit taste of sweet and also a spicy one. So this is combination of two, and it's very tasty.
Okay, so malai is cream, right? So, like, may I know what boti is?
Malai boti. Um, malai is basically called cream and heavy cream and chicken.
So I'd say that you should, when you come to Pakistan, I'd like you to try a Balochi dish. It is called kausa, and it's like pasta, but with, like gravy thingy, and it's really very yummy. Like with that, they have like this hard thingy in it, and there's like this meat, and there's like dal, and like it's really very mixture of everything, but it tastes so good. I don't know how they make it, and I tried to make it, but I can't make it, but it's really very good. I'd like you to try that first.
That sounds really good because I love meat. So, if you have ever arrived to Nepal, I think the undoubted answer would be Momo. It's everyone's favorite here, and I don't know if you've tried that before. It's kind of like a dumpling, and you have meat inside, or if you're vegetarian, there's other stuff you could stuff inside it, and you could dip it in so what do you call it, in a liquid, which is also really delicious. I think you'd really love it.
And yeah, I've tried that thing, like in a mall, but I'll try that in your local area as well.
Yeah.
So for me, this workshop was nothing I expected. I just came into it completely blind because one of my friends recommended it, and I was like, okay, I'll try it out. But my experience with it was amazing. Because not only did it like push me towards being a writer, it made me accountable. Because all of the exercises we did, now I had an incentive. I could be like, okay, no, I have to take time out of my day to write. So I think it made me a better writer in that sense, because it made me realize how much I like writing and how much I missed writing regularly. Um, and with I've never had formal instruction before when it comes to writing. I've never had anybody else look at my work and critique it. So to have really invested and really good instructors who were able to, who took the time out to read all of our works and then to individually point out what could be made better, what was good about the piece, what could be improved, things like that. So I think that helped me a lot, like individually. So my story was all about this early sort of existential crisis that early 20-year-olds often feel. And nobody really talks about it a lot because there is that notion of you are too young, you don't know what you're saying. So if that is something that you feel and something that you feel you can relate to, then my story is the one for you. So please check it out.
So I was just scrolling through Facebook, so I was just seeing photos. So this event just come on my mobile from the book post that I have liked it. So I just signed up it for without knowing anything. So when I get accepted, I was just first of all I was just seeing. So it would be really interesting. So I would just try to go through it. So but my conception really changed when I really finished this whole program, whole writing seminar. So I come up with my story, which was really great piece of memory for me. So I think I went to the scenario while writing the story. So every lines I wrote every lines I wrote was full of the emotions that I experienced that during that the trip. So I think I learned a lot of things from this seminar. Especially, I learned to give constructive feedback, and so which is also helping me now because I am writing 3 to 4 essays every day nowadays. So I'm really using those techniques I learned, editing the essays, contrasting, deleting the words to limited numbers. So all the thing it is really helpful for me in current scenario. So I think the whole writing the program was really really I spent it well. I think like that. And I also read to read other stories and learn about Pakistani culture, and how people of Pakistan are so friendly and caring. So that's all I think what thought about this writing seminar and the intercultural exchange. So please read my story. You'll really love it, and you will go to nostalgia, and you will experience the treks and the all the trips you have done with your friends. So it is really important that this trek is really important to me because it was of my two of the bestest friend.
So my story came out as a result of a kind of an experimental thing because we were assigned to write in the perspective of places or objects. So I was kind of trying that. So and I began to write as the tree. I wanted to write a story because me and my parents, we live separately in Pokhara in this city, but our actual home where our joint family is a bit far from here. Not very far, like about 12 kilometers far from here. But even though it's very near, we've been living separate in this place for about, I think it's about 10, more than 10 years now. And we used to visit quite frequently, but as we started growing up and as things started getting busy here in the city itself, we stopped frequenting our visits, and we now only visits during the festivals, the big festivals, to be honest. So I miss the place quite a lot, the place that I grew up in. So I tried to write about the place, how it used to be when I wasn't even born in that place, and how it changed, and how I grew up, and how I separated, and how that particular tree who's telling the story feels about everything, that changes. So I think people will kind of relate because many people leave their homes, to work or like life and stuff. So yeah.
As my story is basically the introduction of my own city, that is Sargodha. So I wanted to highlight or mention something that is famous or what is speciality of my city. And actually, in history, in the past, there happened a very huge event, and like it was a kind of defensive, and it was very famous for. So after that event, Sargodha was named as Sargodha and a city of eagles. So along with the city of eagles, which is its name, so I also wanted to know the people to have an idea of the things that are famous here, and of the people, how the peoples are here. So all that's why I wrote about the introduction of my city.
So yeah, I think I'd like to thank Hina a lot for being very friendly. Like I, she'd always like even yesterday when we had the pre-session thingy, she kind of told me like that we should start talking because we should not be uncomfortable during the session. She's very friendly person, and I think that matters a lot. Because like since I'm a very anxious person myself and feel very uncomfortable in public spaces or social situations in general. Since Ina was so friendly, I think it's been very easy for me, a lot easier for me. So yeah, thank you, Ina, for being.
You're welcome. So if you want to know my story, what is my story about? So go, you will have to go through the story, go visit website, and have a look on the story and know about the city that I have written about. Thank you so much.
So yeah, to read our stories, I think that the stories that we worked on during the session are pretty interesting. Not just mine, but everyone else's because we put on so much effort in the stories. And I'm yet to read the stories of the people of the participants in all the sessions. So I think it's pretty interesting, and you'll find all the stories pretty amazing, and maybe some even relatable to you. So yeah.
So this writing workshop experience was really very good for me because due to some reasons my creativity was almost dead and I could not write or do anything. And when I first wrote something, it was really very terrible. And when I read everyone else's story, it was really good, and it's inspired me to write a good story of my own as well. And it unblocked my that creative writing block that I was having, and it was really helpful for me. And so I wrote a story and I expressed myself, and that was really nice because I hadn't been able to write anything in a long time. And it was a good experience for me to meet new people and amazing writers from Nepal and Pakistan, and they were all amazing. Our mentor was very good. He helped me a lot, and in every phase of writing, it was really very good because he's really a very good mentor, and he really helped me improve my writing in every single step. Because I would ask him for I asked him for a review as well, and it was really really good. He's a very good mentor. So that's about it. And why you should read all the stories, it because every writing, I'm telling you, I've read every story in my group, and it's really very amazing. It's perfect in every way, and you all have to read every story because they all represent some part of the author that they have written, and it's really great to read because their expression, their writing style, their writing skill, everything is different and unique, and it's really very special. And it means to a lot to the author as well when someone reads their work.
So for me, the workshop was also very great for me and my creative outlet. I have been writing for a very long time, but I think I've noticed my writings to be really self-indulgent. Like it's about me, 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 me. And I think the workshop really widened my horizons on what I could write about. And it gave me a lot of perspective on what I could write about, the point of views that I could write about, and also reading other people's story and what they write about. That was really inspiring too, because we only ever read books, like real books, published ones, and so we're far off from that, and it feels like we can't write and we're not good at it. And I think the whole process of going from drafts to draft, I think that really helped me realize that writing's great, but then there should be a process in it, and how I saw everyone work really hard in their works, that really inspired me as well to keep on going. And I think everyone's story is really vulnerable, and everyone has given a part of themselves in their story. So I think you should read it, and you will find a lot of parts of the authors, really vulnerable parts of them there, and everyone's story is really, really touching. It's about a very personal thing to them, so you should read it.